Meltdown Island. Meltdown Island.
This is it.
Go, fellas.
And we're live.
This is happening. We are here. Hey, how you doing? Hey, YouTubers. Welcome to the island. Welcome back to where we like to walk around with our pants off because we live on an island that is a little too warm for everyone because it's constantly in a state of melting down. I don't know.
Your mic is kind of blowing out, Dustin. Can you turn down that sensitivity on there? Because it's getting distorted.
I can.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, since you're here, Michael, and I'm doing some tech work, why don't you say hi to the folks?
Some tech work. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Meltdown Island, the only show that still asks the question, why not Dustin? Dustin is a award-winning, internationally renowned artist. He's traveled parts of the United States. He has a lot of experiences and a lot of things that have kind of shaped him into the comedy personality that he is today. He's multifaceted, multi-talented. He's able to accomplish some pretty astounding and amazing things. And I think that, I'm sorry, Dustin, yes? Did you have something to interrupt me with?
Not at all. I was, if anything, I was thanking you for your gracious words of kindness. Thanks.
He's fine.
Thanks, Sean.
He's very nice. He's very nice.
Hi there. I'm the horrible Dustin, and welcome to Meltdown Island, where we are trying to, make it in life. Let's face facts, folks. It's not going to get any easier, and it's some say daunting.
Life is daunting.
First of all, life is suffering, some would say. And why don't we suffer through it together? Hi there, my name's Dustin.
There we go. That's almost an intro that you did. You almost accidentally did an intro for the show.
Almost. I started to see it, and then I'm like, whoa, slow your horses, buddy.
Oh, I don't want to do an intro.
Don't sound too polished. You're going to lose that indie cred where people hold their chins and go, So a lot of things are happening. Some say too many things, and we're going to try to get to all of them.
Let's list them.
Well, first of all,
some things out there. This is the top of the show. This is where you're supposed to do that.
Well, yes, and my complete lack of understanding of how the world works and how effective buttons can be. I started hitting buttons yesterday again, and it seems like I've hit enough buttons. Well, the thing is I have impulse controls, Sean. Control issues. I have impulse control issues. I'm impulsive. And so I saw this happening on what they call PayPal. I went in there to get a PayPal link for someone, and PayPal goes like this, Sean. It goes, "Hey, you want to raise money?" And I'm like, "Whoa, bro! I'm not a bank. PayPal. I'm coming to you for some banking issues. Don't come to me for raising money. I ain't got a job." PayPal goes, "Oh no, I'm talking about you want to raise money for charity or for yourself." And I go, "Well, I don't want to do anything, PayPal, but I am broke, so I'm listening." And then PayPal goes, "Hey, hit this button, bro. Hey, come here. Hey, what are you doing over there? Come hit this button." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll hit your button." And then all of a sudden, next thing I know, I'm asking for $20,000 in relief funds, in fundraising funds to rebuild my life. Sounds dramatical, sounds grammatically incorrect, actually, when I said that. Nevertheless, here we sit on the verge of looking at my very own button pushing machine, which is the my campaign, Rebuilding Dustin campaign. Oops. Look at that gross picture.
Yeah, I know. It's also cut off at the top where it says crown.
I think if you click on the picture, it might show you.
I was trying to do that. It does not do anything.
That's so strange.
Yeah.
Anyway, it says the crown of Dustin's head. It says the top back side. If that's all you're missing is top back. But it kind of looks like an anime character that just got in a fight and got beat up. Like it's like.
I mean, without context, it looks really pretty gross. I mean, it just looks really like how, I'm giving money to this pink ball that's kind of like,
well,
got some lines in it.
I'm surprised to see
Wilson's
there's already
not looking so good.
It's not looking so good.
Has already jumped in there. That's very surprising to myself. Nevertheless, seems like it's already kicked off, and it has 29 more days. So plenty of time for you to.
So Dustin, I mean, I love you, and I think that you're a wonderful person. This picture does not give me. It does not make me want to click the donate button. It makes me want to go away from this page.
I can hear that. I can hear that.
So I mean, I think like maybe changing the picture to a picture of you, like, we're understanding of how things how things are bad, but I think that you know this picture I don't think is doing you any favors.
Yes, I would agree. It's not doing me any favors. In fact, it's a grotesque display of the pain and suffering that I'm in 24/7. And, I guess I went with more visceral. It was last night, it was late.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and today I've reworded some things. I redid the little blurbs down there to make them sound, more cohesive. And I guess I did not change the photo yet. But yeah, do you want to read us in your voice, Mike, in your mic voice?
My voice, sure. I won't read it in anyone else's voice. Okay.
Well, you can do many voices. Let's not play no games right now.
Okay.
Let's not get
Well,
it
here, are you
twisted up.
ready? Are you ready? I'll read this to
I'm
you.
ready.
Read this
I'm
for us.
ready.
This campaign is to raise money for supporting the mental and physical well-being of Dustin Gardner, who is in desperate need of stability and rebuilding a life that was literally almost taken from him. As an aspiring
Ooh, that's
community, are you interrupting your thing? Your own
Ooh,
writing?
I was just reacting to it. I apologize for throwing you off your game there.
As an aspiring community organizer, he created a charity and nonprofit, the Detroit Arts Portal, with the dream of serving other artists in need of help. Himself working for years as an actor, musician, and comedian. Boy, this needs some help. With a Dustin's life changed after surviving an attack by a group of men that left him with a debilitating physical injury, trapping him in a constant state of flight or fight. After DAP's launch, Dustin's life savings was stolen by a general contractor he hired to restore his home in Detroit, forcing him to live for the last 2 years in an unfinished house and surviving for months without even a kitchen. Dustin's life is overwhelmingly distressed. Although he has lost hope that his charity arts program can ever be a success, the fact remains that he does deserve the basics of human life. Yeah, you do deserve the basics of human life. Yes, what?
I'm just looking for your basics. Your basics.
Your basics. I mean, I'm all about this, the campaign and the idea behind it. I definitely think that this, the wording in here could definitely be fixed. You got some stuff capitalized that doesn't make much sense to capitalize. I'm not sure if some of the things that you're adding in are adding to your goal to get where you want to go. I mean, overall, it's more flies with honey, right? And you got to draw people in. I think it definitely needs some help. Regardless, though, look, you already got $150. That's almost 1% of your goal, so that's good.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're rounding, it is 1%.
Yeah, might as well just say 1%, Sean. I think you're right. We might as well just say 1%.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely, much like the words on the page and the picture as it displays, I am...
now, can I ask for some clarification about the picture a little bit? Please. I'm just curious about a couple things.
Go ahead.
So, with the creases that are on your head right there, the creases, are those from taping?
They are from taping and trying to combat the spinning and vertigo effect that leaves me nearly falling down and whatnot. But what it reveals is that there are 2 creases there on either side, and there's a big divot right in the center that should not be there. And that to me, it reinforces the sensations that I felt when I felt what I describe as a tearing of my fascia, my superficial back line.
Yeah.
That comes bloop, and then so it tore right along that right side there. Right, this is my right hand side. This is where I turn right.
So, but it's like some of the taping. I mean, it looks like it's a real severe tape job if it's damaging your head to the point where it's bleeding, right?
Well, fun fact there. What it's doing is it's taking what has been torn and separated and spread apart, and it's putting it back together, and I'm lifting the structure of the skull up and around, and so it does take a lot of what can be considered pressure. It could definitely support. I'm wearing tape right now. Um,
As I know,
and
yeah, you always are. We discussed that on the show many times as
those
well, right?
that could have been a more severe tape job. However, it is that what you're looking at feels better than not having tape on my head. How about that?
Oh, that's a good point. So what's the difference between having tape or not having tape? How does it feel different to you?
I become very very dizzy. I become these part I so
So
this
wait,
part of my
do you say you're becoming dizzy? Does it take a while during the day, or does it just kind of like come in out of nowhere? Because I got vertigo too, and I know what you're talking about with that a little bit. Probably not as bad as what you deal with, but sometimes I get like a total dizzy spell out of nowhere, which started
yeah.
like 6 or so years ago when I got some weird virus that messed me up a bit.
It's very disorienting. It's very makes things difficult. Dare I say, falling down. Hello, Tony Hudson. Hello, Adam Fuller. Hi there, friends.
Oh, you're checking the comments. All right.
Yeah, there seems like they're really flowing right now. And Tony, are you Tony from TikTok? Who's this Tony Hudson? I'll be honest with you, because nobody's made comments on our YouTube videos. I get
Yeah.
a lot of comments over on the TikTok, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden I got one from Tony, and I said, "Is that Tony?" I know it's not
And
a
then
great story.
Yeah, no, that wasn't really even a story, I don't think, was it?
I know, no, it's more of an impression
No.
of what my thinking process is. Anywho, I tried to look him up. I tried to find his account on the YouTube, and I can't really find him. There's a lot of Tony Hudsons, needless to say,
Okay.
even ones that use brown tees. Anywho, yeah, the to tell you that my skull will slowly sag is your skull shouldn't move, right? We all agree about that.
Well, I mean,
Um,
your skull moves around when you move around.
Of course. No one's arguing that point. What I'm saying is it moves individually in separate hemispheres. And when I use the tape, that makes it a more unified effort, as it were. And it takes what I consider pain and pressure that builds up on this side, and I'm pulling it. Here we go. No. And I'm
No.
pulling it up over, and then I'm doing the
yeah,
same
we've
thing the other
heard some of
side.
those cracks before, so.
And so ultimately, the tape then causes it to use all of the muscles in a more correct way, rather than it being dominant over here and weaker over here. The tape forces it to once again become more of a skull. The fascia line is a rubber band. It's like wearing one of them blue man suits or green suits that are, what are they called?
The Blue Man
Stretchy
Group.
material. No, but yes, but the
Like
stretchy
a
material.
unitard kind of thing?
Yes, more of a unitard, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
like
what you mean.
Charlie wore in what do they call that one show? Oh, I know.
Bodysuit?
Bodysuit, definitely a bodysuit.
Morph suit.
Yep. Morph suit, Mighty Morphin, whatever the color is.
Suit.
And yep, suit. Imagine that suit tearing, and that elasticity becoming, and that's what's happened. So what I'm trying to do with the tape is build it back up and get it to the top of the skull once again. And it is so distressing that thinking about it right now makes me go, why do I even try? Because life's okay, you guys.
Does some of it like anxiety? Does it trigger anxiety? Like, I mean, I know there's been things like that in my life that have happened to me that feel like, I'm trapped in my body. There's no way out. and I feel like an anxiety that happens. Oh, I didn't mean to switch over to that yet. But
you're 100% right. Yes.
yeah,
It not only it goes to these temples, so this temple doesn't feel like there's anything there at all. Feels
Yeah.
like it's like this spread open, and this temple feels like it's this closed off. And that feeling alone causes anxiety. The moving of the fascia after I crack something and make it go to
Yeah.
one side or the other, anxiety. All of it causes, all of it feeds upon itself and creates a tornado of just torturous torture.
Well, at least we can watch Sean suffer.
Well, that
Hearing
is
about
fun.
it.
I sometimes like to text Sean crazy things that I've just seen or watching because
only Sean?
Because I have an anxiety.
he has an anxiety about anything that has to do with needles and eyeballs or
Yeah,
things of the nature.
Kind of medical things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
And-
freaks me out too. I
So
don't
I'm
like
curious about moving on.
I thank you, Sean, for your curiosity. However, we are much like my spirit trapped in this body of this moment, and
You know,
I can't hear myself.
we do have an RO that
Yeah.
you made for today. Maybe you know we can move.
Well, so those of you who want to give to help me rebuild my life, great. It's there. If not, great. Thank you for listening and have a great night. Next up on the list is Mindblowers, I think.
No, it's Rallo.
Nope, that's where in the world.
Oh,
is
it's Rallo. Here's the thing: is I didn't get to ask you guys, how was your week?
Okay, so are we
See,
not
this is
moving
why
on? Or?
my things get off schedule.
Yep.
Well,
yeah.
okay, I guess
When
we are
we're behind,
17.
we just gotta let stuff go.
Yeah, I guess we're 17 deep. All right. Yep. You're right. We're 17 deep. Moving on to
17
where
deep.
and
Is that how
where.
you think about it?
Well, that's some industry talk that I just made up. Some industry
Okay.
lingo that's brand new.
17 deep. All right. Well, next we're. Oh, go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry. You're in the captain's chair, Sean. You want to give us a segue into the next segment, there, Sean?
So, have you guys heard from Rallo lately?
No, I haven't.
I haven't. Boom, ba-doom, da, boom. Why do you ask? Boom, ba, ba-dee, ba-da, boom, boom, ba-doom.
I just been wondering where he is.
Where in the world? Boop-ba-doop-ba-doop-doop. Where in the world is Rallo San Diego? How? Where? Boop-ba-doop-ba-doop-boop. Boop-ba-doop-ba-doop-boop. Boop-ba-doop-ba-doop-boop-ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-doop. Boop-ba-doop-ba-doop-boop-ba-doop. 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 You know, that's a different song.
Well,
But-
that's
Yeah, you got a little
it's
of that
really
left there.
Where in the world's Rallo San Diego? Hi there, welcome to Where in the World's Rallo San Diego. Our friend Rallo, he's one of those people that are the opposite of me. You know, goes outside, adventurous about life, and he even walked from the top of the Michigan to the bottom of most of Michigan, to Detroit, which might as well be the bottom. I mean, not to cut off, let's say, a third of Michigan. However, Dustin, are you scatting? Not right now. I was free form flowing. Thank you for your inquiry, Thomas Schultz. And Rallo raised money while doing his adventurous time. Now, crazy thing, he left. He left the Detroit area and he went off on his fancy way to an ocean. We know that for sure. And since that moment, since that time, he's we don't know where he's at. He used to do Facebook posts constantly walking. Now what's he do? Works. Oh, here he is. Is that Rallo San Diego?
yes.
I can't
it
tell.
is.
Looks like he's in San Diego.
Well, let's
Save your
watch this
guesses.
clip and find out.
Okay.
Oh, or maybe not.
What happened?
Well, I tried to maximize it, and it got mad at me. But also, it seems
Are we recording?
Every time I try to maximize
it's real
life-
quiet.
Okay. Yeah. Is it? Hey, Meltdown Islanders.
He seems to be laughing a lot.
He's a laugher. He's a laugher, that Rallo.
You know what it is? I think they
He
had
just said,
pizza.
watch the video.
So serious. He's having a hard time being
Well,
serious.
that's our clue, I guess. So, what are the guesses of where he is?
Okay. I think I can guess.
Sean, you said San Diego. That seems pretty good.
I mean, it's based on the terrain.
Yeah, it's
Definitely
deserty.
Desert-ish.
I'm gonna go out on a limb that's on a tree that is not behind him, and say that he is in Joshua Tree because he's laughing so much. It makes me think that he's tripping out and he's in the middle of the desert, which makes me think never been there, don't know necessarily what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna say the Joshua Tree.
So here is
Good guess,
the
guys.
link.
Good guess.
Here's the link for the answer to this question. I don't know where it is either. I have not looked at it yet. I'm liking Sean's thing. I like Joshua Tree. I think both sound pretty good. I don't really know that whole area well enough to even know what the terrain looks like 100% in those areas.
Me either.
Yeah. I mean, any other thoughts from anybody else in the comments about where Rallo might be?
Boom. I'll sing more of his theme song while we wait. Go ahead, Sean. You about to say something?
Let Sean talk instead.
Go ahead, Sean. You should talk.
I was going to choose somewhere more specific in the desert instead of just because obviously he's not in San Diego proper.
Yeah.
But
is that
perhaps in maybe Death Valley? Maybe
I was going to say Death Valley, but I don't know. I don't really know.
Thomas Zachary Steinman,
my more specific guess,
says Arizona.
Arizona.
I
feel like the last time we checked in with
Arizona.
him, wasn't he in California last time we checked in with him?
Yeah, but where in the world is Rallo San Diego, Mike?
It's true. It's true. Well, let's take a look at the answer here.
Tempe. Anybody else over here? No. Here we go.
Wow, Facebook just does not like to do stuff.
Nevada.
The answer.
DJ
where
Lunch
is
Meat.
What?
DJ Lunch Meat says Nevada.
Okay, well,
what up,
here
DJ
we go.
Lunch Meat?
DJ Lunch Meat and Steinman. The answer to where is Rallo
is oh god. Oh my god, is that a naked man? Oh my god.
Valley, send booze.
Death Valley.
Oh my god, that was
Sean.
Rallo butt.
You're
just
right,
saw Rallo
Sean.
butt.
That was Death Valley. I like
your
how
boy
it started
got
with that.
naked.
I like how it started with that denim title there. It's just like seems so
Yeah,
unassuming,
right.
and then it was such a
Makes you think that-
shocker to suddenly see a naked Rallo crawling really small through Death
Yeah,
Valley.
see his bare butt like that.
I know,
It
and
really
good
made
camera
me feel
work
like
to
we
not
were-
show the Rallo penis. I mean, look at that.
Oh, I mean, we all know that it's like an anaconda, so it's surprising that they didn't. I agree with you, Mike.
The camera
Mike messed
person,
up thinking
very
of
nice job. Very nice job all around. That's our friend Rallo. Nice job, Rallo. Death Valley is where he is.
Living
good guess.
in Death Valley. Ba-da-ba-ba-da, Death Valley.
I mean, of his naked butt is mind blowing. Mind
blowing.
blowing.
Wow, that's a great segue, Sean. If only somebody was paying attention to where we were going next.
Hey everyone, are you like me and have never tried peyote, but like Rallo and maybe you have? Welcome to what we like to call Mindblowers. That's right, this is the part of the show where we bring you things that are mind-blowing in our world of today society. And today, can you believe that we live in what they call the greatest country in the world, America? That we live in the freest nation ever in the history of the world, called the United States of America. But guess what? It's not free for everybody. What you mean, Sean?
Did Sean say that?
It's actually more expensive for the poor.
What, Sean?
It's more expensive for the poor, even.
Oh, it is more expensive for the poor. Some would call that very own prison of itself. I know I do. However,
Hey, Dustin,
Sean,
can you see
what
your
we're
face
talking
on
about-
camera right now? There you go.
However, Sean, what we're talking about today is the rights of your fellow human. Mindblower, yeah. Some people are held back in life, and this gentleman right here is going to educate us. His name's Representative Al Green. He rejected the fact of using God
Mr. Speaker.
to suppress people, which I
You
find
used God
impressive.
to enslave my foreparents.
Mm-hmm. You can read along if you can't hear it.
To segregate me in school. You used God to put me in the back of the bus. Have you no shame?
Long pause there for dramatic effect.
God created every person in this room. Are you saying that God made a mistake? This is not about God, it's about men who choose to discriminate against other people because they have the power to do so. My record will not show that I voted against Mr. Cicilline having his rights.
Good for you.
My record will show that when I had the opportunity to deliver liberty and justice for all, I voted for rights for all.
Gentleman's time has expired.
Like, if he didn't have that dramatic pause, he wouldn't have got that rude gentleman's time is up. But it was dramatical. Now the next person shows us... Oh, it's still going.
So, yeah,
Keep letting it
speaking
play.
of that, did you see my new flag on the wall behind me there?
I did now.
I just
Thank you for
ordered
pointing
that.
it out.
It's it's like a LGBTQ plus trans flag combo thing. So it's got like kind
Look
of
at
all
you.
the identities in there. I think it's pretty cool. I really was digging the flag, and I was like, I need to order that. I might hang it outside. I'm not sure. I do have another one that I got too. That's like an American flag, but instead of red, white, and blue, it's got the rainbow LGBT colors. So, yeah, I mean, what
That's a
he's
very
saying
nice
in
flag.
that video should not be it should not be something that's like had to be pleading for. I mean, we're supposedly living in a society that should be taking better care of us, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some would say we live on a floating rock in space, caught in the vortex of a fireball that is speeding through space and time. And some might find that a question of why don't we take care of each other?
Yeah. And don't forget that we're all meat-covered skeletons piloted by ghosts.
I mean, I didn't want to bring that up. We ain't trying to get all crazy. But
This
I would
isn't
like
the
to
show
bring
for
up-
crazy. You're right. I'm sorry. This isn't the segment for crazy.
Well,
Sean's looking really beautiful right now.
Yeah, that's
beautiful.
there. It's
That new brand of
You're
distortion that's popped up on your camera is really unsettling and kind of delightful, Sean. I like it.
yes.
It kind of makes you
Now
look
that
like
it's not
a
terrifying.
Yeah, well, it's a little terrifying, but I like terrifying. So,
Yeah.
still looks better than Dustin's head, though.
I've said that for years. This lady here shows us one more time the example of how people don't understand things until they happen to you. And then, everybody else should understand too. Much like my head, nobody can understand what I'm going
fear
through
versus
until
love.
it happens.
We're talking about fear versus
Get it.
freedom. And I didn't intend to say this today, but excuse me. My beautiful, now 22-year-old child told me last year that they were gender nonconforming. And over the last year, I have come to understand from a deeply personal mother's perspective. I've always been a civil rights activist. I've always fought for my constituents and my communities to have equal rights. But from a mother's perspective, I came to understand what their newfound freedom, it is the only way I can describe what has happened to my beautiful child, what their newfound freedom to wear a dress, to rid themselves of some conformist stereotype of who they are, to be able to express who they are at their real core. And since this deeply impactful moment last year, my child, who has always done well in school, but has carried what a mother can only describe as a heavy burden of conflict in their own being that I could not fully identify or help to express. Since this deeply impactful moment last year, my child's embracing of their non-conforming gender identity and all that it has allowed, all that it allows in terms of their creativity, their brilliance, their self-expression, the only thought I wake up with every day is my child is free. My child is free to be who they are. And in that freedom comes a responsibility for us as legislators to protect that freedom to be who they are and to legislate our behavior towards all people in our society.
Kurt Brinker says he would like to have violin music playing under everything he says as well.
The
It would
Equality
definitely
Act
make
is a
Kurt
landmark
more
civil rights
profound.
bill to make clear that discrimination
Soundtracks
against
definitely
LGBTQIA
help.
people has no place in our society. It rectifies an unacceptable situation and sets
I
forth
add them to all of our
comprehensive
videos.
protections against discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation or gender.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I think
Go
Well
ahead.
said.
I think she's got this. I think she's got an office across from that Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, is that?
No, that's another
her?
lady.
Oh,
That's
it's a
another
different
lady.
Oh, it's another one. Yeah, that was a gross. Another
You want me to show you
gross
that
story
video real
about
quick?
That woman. No, that's not necessary.
All right. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, somebody Marjorie Green has
Marjorie
a
Taylor Greene.
yeah, she has a maybe it is her then. I don't think that was her though. Anyway, she's across the hall from the lady who's real mean about everything and using God as a flex on everybody else when, you know, she doesn't. She's if anything, yeah, all right, I ain't gonna judge other people's God stuff, but ultimately we can all see she's got a lot of hate in her heart and she's very angry about everything. And she put up things that were like, God made a man and a woman, nothing else in between, which, dare I say, limits her God to not be able to create something that is more than what he set out to do. Sounds a little pedestrian.
Pedestrian.
But
Okay.
the tag to the poster that she hung up too was that the science is clear,
Yeah.
which I thought was particularly
It just shows that she has no idea what the science actually says at all.
yeah.
And although science is real, she doesn't know science. And
Yeah, you can't
you
just
know,
claim that something is science and then it's science. You have to actually there's
This is a
actual
lesson that I've learned.
scientists, there's papers.
I've learned
there's
several times on
published-
the show.
Several what?
I've learned this this example several times on the show. In fact, that we just can't say science,
Can't just
and
say
it's
it's
science.
That's right.
I try to do that all the time, you guys. So, thank you for watching that segment. I'd like to maybe, I don't know, give you a little massage, a little how do you do, a little elbow to the gut, because guess what's coming up? All the news that isn't fit to look at. That's right. There's too much news out there these days, and who wants to take the time to get to know the details? Give me the headlines. I'll give you a grunt. Welcome to what we like to call News Grunts.
Whoa.
Poor
What's
little
happening?
dinosaur.
Yeah, this program just decided to freeze here. I don't know why.
Well, good. We don't have to watch that dinosaur die again. That poor dinosaur dies.
How do you know he
almost every
dies?
week, and I always feel bad about his little arms. His little arms reaching for the cliff and just can't catch that cliff. Look, oh, you're never gonna get that cliff with your arms that short.
Your stream is experiencing issues.
Let's just put a picture up of my head. Technical difficulties. Dun, 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 ba-dee-dee-doo, da, ba,
There
da,
we
ba, da,
go.
ba, doo, ba-dee-dee-da. Hi, everyone. Welcome to News Grunts. This is the part of the show where we show you headlines and then we grunt at them.
Of course, you
Someone's
did a really nice intro for that one. And that's when we had a technical issue. It was just like,
See, this is why you shouldn't bother.
yeah,
That's what I
don't
always say,
bother
Sean.
ever
That's
doing
what I
a
always
nice
say.
intro. That's What a waste of
Every time I
time
try-
to have an RO
Yeah.
and an intro.
And then
Everything's going to go wrong anyway.
everything goes like this and just goes
Exactly.
throws it away. It's like Mike Tyson says, you can plan all you want. Then when you get punched in the face, it all goes out the window.
Well, if
good
there's
advice.
anybody that I want to listen to about making quality streaming shows, it's Mike Tyson.
You act like his isn't popular and better than ours, because it is.
Huh?
Hi, welcome to Mike Tyson's Talk. This is the part of the show where we talk about Mike Tyson and what he's up to. JK.
Okay, so here's our first news grunt. Are you ready? Oh, it's Mindblowers is what's showing up. Great. I gotta switch back to it.
Mike is switching back. He's swatching, making it do its thing, making it a whole
It's
new
like
way.
sometimes you get so nervous when things are happening on the tech side that you kind of talk about what's happening on the tech side too much.
I
Hang on,
like to sing it through.
I'm trying to get this set up because I did not have this ready because you switched the RO at the last second. So
I
1
did.
minute.
I really did, you guys. Some would say that if there's any fault to be had, which I don't believe there is, but if there was, it would be mine.
It's subjective.
I guess. I'm learning a lot about perception and
Oh, good.
and
Context?
no.
No. Try that. Learn about some context stuff. That'd be good, I think.
Oh, I think I have gotten that contextualization
Oh,
under
really?
wraps. I'm getting real good at it.
Okay.
Have you seen my campaign to raise money to rebuild my life? A lot of context.
Zero context. Yep.
What?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying about the picture being like, it's not doing you any favors. It's not helping you get more money.
You think this would?
I think that like letting people know who you are for real and being vulnerable on there would go way further than just showing the picture of the top of your head and then trying to summarize everything that happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that what you have to do is build a story because that's what's compelling. And I'm not trying to say you're making anything up. All you have to do is tell your real story. But don't just fly by it. I mean, there's so much good stuff that you could put in there to let people know exactly how things went down for you, that I think that if you provide them context, it'll be a lot more compelling for people.
It only allows 1,000 characters, and I ran right up against that number.
Well, yeah, but remember, more words or more letters doesn't necessarily make things better, right? It's not about using the most words or the most letters for your most characters for your description,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I just don't know. My thing is what picture is going to make me.
Well, you could use a couple pictures combined into one graphic. You could use a few things. Is News Grunts really the appropriate forum for discussing this?
No, but
Probably
it's
not.
much like we said.
Probably
Our
not.
plans went out the thing, and we're winging it. We're on the wings of
So,
the air right now.
I think Sean was kind of like, I think he was a little tongue in cheek when he was saying that. I don't think he necessarily meant that we're just throwing all the plans out the window.
Oh, not at all. Neither did I. I just was trying to get your mind off of some of that technical stuff that was kind of getting you in those dredges, those feelings of urgency. When really,
What?
we're lucky to be here, Mike. We're lucky.
We are lucky to be here. Thank you, Dustin. Thank you. So here we
you.
are. This is News Grunts, the time of the show where I read a bunch of headlines and then we all grunt as if we are cave people reacting to the news headline. But we're cave people that understand modern days. So we're able to have a lot of the understanding that cave people, frankly, would not get. Fun fact I learned about cave people the other day. Cave people did not have crooked teeth as they are always depicted.
Stop it.
Cave people had nice straight teeth, and it's only
No.
until the modern introduction of white refined flour, and refined sugars that people's teeth began to kind of go crazy. Those
Get
types of
outta
things
here.
ruin your teeth. But if you look at a lot of native tribes and a lot of like cave people, as they're called, they have really nice straight teeth. They have actually much better teeth than modern human beings do. So
Let's see your teeth.
Well, I've never seen a dog that like needed braces, right? Or
yeah, dogs don't need
any like
braces.
wild animals. Yeah.
Well, they have shark
Right.
teeth almost. Dogs do.
Dogs don't have shark teeth. Sharks have shark
they're
teeth.
They're all like, "Rrr, I'm a dog. Rrr."
Is that
At least
Oh my
my
God, look at my face.
Just
mind.
change back. Never mind. Don't look, anyone. All right.
I'm not. I don't even know what to say.
I'm hideous.
Here we go. Rapid fire news grunts. Here we go. FBI
News
is
grunts.
pursuing. I'm sorry. What?
I was going to do a thing that someone typed, but I realized that you had just started launching, and I felt like I had just cut it off. News grunts. Is the truth punched in the face?
All right.
Is a truth punch to the face?
Oh, is a truth?
Never mind.
I see. Because the way you said it the first time, it made it sound like we hate the truth, and that we're punching the truth in the face. So
No, I messed it up.
it was an
I
okay
love word
attempt, though, Dustin. I mean, it was all right. You
got
definitely
word.
want to try to read the whole thing that somebody typed before you read it, probably.
Well, that's part of my issues. I got them impulses. Go ahead, Mike. You were saying.
Okay, rapid fire. Here we go. News grunts. FBI is pursuing 2,000 domestic terrorism cases, director says as he testifies in wake of Capitol riot.
Oh. Oh, I liked how he showed his teeth there. Like it's really reinforcing that teeth thing he just went over. That's nice.
Yeah, I want to make sure that everybody gets that the teeth thing is
No,
really
you're definitely
important.
fucking laying it down, bro.
COVID-19's patient zero in New York. What life is like for the new Rochelle Lawyer. A year after being medically induced coma, Lawrence Gabuz says he feels deep gratitude for the joys of being alive. I'm not sure I understand this.
Aw.
Huh?
I think he was like the first guy in New York to get it, and then they put him in a coma for a year. I don't know.
But what does the new Rochelle Lawyer mean?
That's what he is.
New Rochelle
He's
is a...
Oh, I don't know what that
I
is.
think it's a neighborhood or a city.
Oh,
Is
it's
it
a
a neighborhood?
city. I think it is a city.
Could be a city.
New
Yeah, it seems like it
Rochelle,
might
right
be
outside
a
of New York.
city.
Right outside New York.
Okay.
It's like a suburb.
I don't know why the new Rochelle
by-
part is like important enough that it has to be in the headline. But, you know,
It's between New Jersey and New York. He's a lawyer.
15 killed in crash involving big rig and SUV carrying 27 people near U.S.-Mexico border. Hey.
Yeah. Really, Sean? That's all you got for 15 people dying?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't mean to judge your grunts. I don't mean to judge grunt. Not judge
I don't
grunty.
judge. I don't base my grunt on the number of people that are dead from a particular story.
Oh, I like that. I like that attitude. I like that new Rochelle attitude you got.
The new Rochelle attitude you have, Sean, is really nice, honestly. But go ahead, Sean.
I'm interested in that. He's been in a coma for a year, so he was like the first one to get it, and then he's been in a coma for a year.
See, we don't
I think
know,
it's the 1 year
though.
anniversary.
But he wakes up and he's like, "Whoa!"
No, that's what I call COVID.
So I had another side comment to make about this particular grunt that is on the screen right now. Do you really think that putting the massive amount of death is a good idea for news grunts?
I don't make the news. I just grunt at it.
But you're putting the headlines into this thing. I just feel a little bit off
Fair question.
because I'm making a funny grunt noise for a real tragedy that just happened hours ago.
6 a.m.
Which, as we know, it takes 2 hours to report the news. So whenever this came out, it was 2 hours before that.
Great callback, buddy. Great callback.
So about 4 a.m.
But to be fair, he's got a point.
Okay.
I mean, what was it that inspired you to choose this one?
News.
Okay.
Yes, so no filter, just news.
Yep, and we grunt at it.
Great. I mean, I'm a little scared to see what's coming up next. Is there going to be like something even more horrific that I'm going to have to make a funny grunt noise for?
I don't
guess
know. It
let's
doesn't have to be
find out.
funny. It could be like,
Oh, a serious caveman grunt for news. Is that like, why don't they do that on ABC? You're right, Dustin.
hey, bud, this isn't your father's ABC.
We're not opening the dementia thing. Inside Team Biden's freakout over Julia Louis-Dreyfus Trump jokes. Dreyfus's Trump jokes. I do not understand this at all.
Well, okay, so this was, I think, during Veep, and I think that she makes a joke about Trump being having dementia on the show, and I think that she was told by the Biden team to not bring up or open the dementia topic or thing because Biden was already getting a sniffle of that kind of talk around him,
Oh
and
my God.
and I think that the team freaked out and hit up Julie Louis-Dreyfus and said, "Hey, you love America, right? You love democracy, huh? Take that joke out."
This is the kind of stuff that's going to get us a super Trump. All
And
right,
that's
I'm
one
ready to
reason I
give my
brought it
grunt.
up. That's one reason. Look, yeah, again, I don't make this news, but I go, oh, Bernie.
All right. Opinion. The GOP is now just the party of white grievance. Okay, when wasn't it? But anyways,
Good girl. When was it?
Sean's like a weird distortion. It makes him look like he's wearing lipstick. It's, it's so insane looking. Look at that.
Kurt brings up a good point. It is going to be weird seeing the president AOC's boyfriend being chummy with the dementia-addled Trump during a baseball game. That is true. It's just going to be
President
weird. But
AOC's
nevertheless,
boyfriend? What?
yeah. I'm
Well,
just
who-
giving you a comment from our commenters.
Yeah, but I mean, do you know what it means? AOC's boyfriend? Who's AOC's boyfriend?
I think that she doesn't have one now, and it might be me. It could be me in the future. You just never know.
I
After
mean,
this,
wow.
after this
I'm glad
fundraising
Jill
campaign
doesn't
goes
watch the
through-
show. I'm glad
after
Jill
this
doesn't watch
fundraising
the show.
Hey, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Oh. And if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. On it. And after this campaign to rebuild my life, who knows? Who knows what's next for me and AOC?
All right. More Americans believe Biden very responsible for Capitol riot than Pence. What?
That's insane.
The headline is insane itself. More Americans
Look at
Biden very
terrible.
responsible for Capitol riot than Pence.
Like, why is that even
How
a-
does that? I mean, that is a weirdly written headline, is it not? I feel
Not
like
only that,
that's
but look
it's
at Biden's
It
face.
took me a minute to figure it out.
Look at Biden's face. Look how angry he is. Like he's the one who did it.
well, Newsweek is trash, anyways. But
I mean, we're looking at propaganda.
yeah, I mean, but what a weird headline to parse out. Anyways, news grunt for that one.
Wink.
Whoa. Yeah. All right.
Just to follow up, Audra says she does have a boyfriend. He's not a famous person, but neither am I, so maybe it's me. Go ahead.
Huh. That's interesting. Well, I mean, I guess let Jill know. I mean, I like Jill. She's a nice person. So just let her know that you're already in a relationship then.
I love Jill.
Okay.
Audra says that she's got a boyfriend that isn't a famous person.
That might be true too. Audra
Maybe Audra
definitely has a
needs to tell
boyfriend that
you.
is not a famous person at all. not even a little bit.
Don't you do that to yourself, Michael. Don't you say that. Don't you put that on you.
Hey, I mean, what's good about being famous? Honestly, what's good about being famous? Manhattan
Be
couple
up
ditch
in the club.
apartment by our. Huh?
Huh?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just up in the clubbing, as rich people do.
Manhattan couple ditch apartment buy RV. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? What the?
I think this is more of a personal
Stupid.
news because my parents. Here's
Yeah.
an update on Dustin's parents.
Dustin's
back
parents
in October,
update. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
hot off the wire. Back in October, they sold their house, and they didn't even have an apartment. They had a house, sold it, bought a RV that looks like that but bigger. Ooh, rough takeaway. But bigger than that one, and now just this week have sold that camper and are doing something else. Isn't that
So they got rid of
wild?
it. Wow.
Well, they're currently selling it or going through that process of transferring things to the new owner of that camper that's bigger than that.
Well, I mean,
So
I always thought.
for them, it wasn't worth it.
It looks like it was a little too much worth it.
What? Too
A little
much
too
worth
much.
it?
So,
It's like you
Yeah.
wrote that Newsweek
we-
article.
I wish. Then I'd have those Newsweek dollars. Dollar
You might be able to get a job writing headlines for Newsweek because your writing is very similar to that.
Hello, Week. Would you like some news? Have I got a writer for you?
Give me a grunt for this.
Oh.
It's it's just one of those clickbait headlines. It's one of the things that drives me nuts about headlines anymore. Because it used to be like when I had a journalism class, the idea was you tell the story 3 times. You tell it in the headline, you tell it in the first paragraph, and then you tell it again in the rest of the story. Now it's like they don't tell the story in the headline. It's more designed to intrigue and get people to click on them.
Yeah.
So it's a little frustrating about modern journalism. I mean, this is the fucking Wall Street Journal still soliciting clickbait.
Yep.
She seems happy. She's got her arm in the air.
I mean, I'm I'm happy for them. I mean, great. If it works for them, great. I mean, there was a stretch there where I felt like living in a van was my destiny as well. So I'm totally into that concept.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
But I'm more disappointed at the state of journalism that it's just so driven by clicks anymore. I mean, you'd think the Wall Street Journal would have enough of a reputation where people would just go read what they have to say anyway, but they don't. They're still going out trying to
People don't read anything.
lure people in, and that's just
People are reading more than they've ever read before with smartphones. I mean, it's just.
I know I have.
Yeah.
It's not like the lack of reading is the problem. It's the lack of quality. It's the lack of meaningful content, and a way to get that content out without turning it into a bullshitty thing.
No, Audra.
there.
All right.
And can I get a grunt on the state of news headlines, Sean? Oh my God. Okay.
Hey,
Seems
if
like
you want to
you got a
get
little
passion from Sean, you got to earn it, Dustin.
Thank
We
you.
don't want
Thank you,
Sean's
Pat.
not going to go around faking things. And
Thank
here we
you,
go.
earning
This might be
Sean's
something
passion.
that Sean likes.
He's
One
already
good thing-
he's already picked up.
One good thing. The brutal beauty of Veneno. I need everyone to watch Veneno, a stunning HBO Max series about storytelling and survival. So this is not an advertisement. This is actually just a news article.
was a news-
Somebody telling you
Yeah,
to
it was
watch a
news
show.
article. Yep, because he's somebody who is like, look, I watch a lot of TV, and this one is so good that we need more TV like this, so everybody can watch it. That way, we can get better TV.
What's the source? Who does he write for? Is it
Yeah.
some organization?
HBO
that's
Max
owned by
newsletter.
The Maxius News.
HBO Max internal newsletter.com.
Well, I mean, there's so much of these entertainment companies also own news outlets.
They totally
that
do.
Their sole purpose is to generate excitement for the other products.
It's absolutely right. Exactly.
Boy, back to back headlines that pull out my disdain for modern journalism.
Same, Sean. Same. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a Dustin.
Okay, I'll watch it.
That sounds like a caveman. And that's the end of our news grunts.
Hey! Hi, everyone.
Hey, Dustin,
just
you're
currently looking-
on your show right now. You might want to pay attention to it.
Well, I am, and I'm trying
Dustin,
to do
put your
things-
phone down. You're on your show. Wake up, sweetie.
Dustin, you're trying to get. Are you trying to get a thorn in the last minute?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the greatest thorn show you'll ever see, where we give roses and virtual thorns to ourselves. That's right. It's roses and thorns and thorns. It's roses and thorns. 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 Roses and thorns.
All right.
That's right. We here. Buckle up, baby, because here comes those
find your
roses.
frame.
Here
Find your
comes
frame.
them
There you go.
thorns. Find your frame and get ready to explain what's going on with you today.
What?
Hey
Is
there,
that the intro
Sean.
to this? So the audience is going to explain what's going on with them today?
Maybe, because I'll be honest with you, some of them have popped in and popped out, which has got me left me fired up.
Well, hey, audience,
And I'd
if
like to
there's
say
anything
this.
that today you thought didn't go that well, please leave a thorn in the comments. If you think there's a potential for something that could work out better, hey, maybe that's a bud. Leave a bud in the comments. Or if you think that something just went so spectacularly well and it just was executed flawlessly, and you thought that that was just an amazing part of the show that you really enjoyed, guess what, folks? That's a rose. So you can give a rose, a thorn, or a bud, and that's what each of us are going to do for the next couple minutes as we finish up the show for today. So, Sean, would you care to go first with your roses and thorns?
I would like to give a rose to the technical issue that makes it look like I've got a filter. I'd also love to give Mike a rose for the extended callback to last week's show about the length of time it takes for a news story to go from happening to an article being written.
2 hours.
That's nice. That's nice. That's satisfying. A good week-long callback. That's great.
Well, I mean, that really cracked me up. I
give-
liked it. I'm sorry.
It's
Go
funny.
ahead.
It's funny stuff. I'd like to give a rose to Dustin for being singier today. It just makes for a lighter atmosphere when he's singier. And as a bud, I think he should still sing more. I think you need to be doing more singing.
I think that's a good point. Yeah, I think that's a good point.
That's his strength. I mean, we talked about at one point that that idea of you singing songs from people's comments. I think that would be a nice, easy one to do. That'd be a lot of fun. And also, Thorn, we didn't get that Jefferson's theme in again today, which was disappointing.
We sure
We did,
did.
however, as a rose, we did get Beyonce's.
We did get Beyonce. We got Beyonce, but you know, I mean, Beyonce's great and all, but I mean, the Jeffersons is the greatest.
Yeah, and I mean,
Still
you
got
know,
that same
piece of
energy.
music ever
Still got that
created.
same positive energy, though.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's right.
Thanks, Sean.
That's all I got though today. That's all I got. That's all.
all right. Well,
Road
I got a couple thorns.
Good job.
Uh,
Good job.
What? That's just me.
I got a couple thorns. First thorn I'm going to have to throw out to Dustin. You changed up the running order in the last 10 minutes before the show went live. So it kind of threw off
did.
everything that I had set up, and it kind of like counters the entire reason for having an RO in the first place.
Well,
So
I don't want to get too far
that's
into
a thorn. Another thorn is going to be, well, the prep for the show. I mean, you gave me a bunch of stuff. I mean, I guess this goes back to changing the RO, but you gave me like, oh, we're going to play Jackbox games on the show today, and I set that up, and then we decided the last second to not do it. It's really tough to kind of like, get everything ready for the show and make it work.
Yep.
So
if you'd
I
like
guess
to hear the
that's-
reason behind any of that, I sure
No,
can
it doesn't
give it to you.
matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
No, it doesn't matter. None of it really. There's no reasoning for that matters. I mean, I definitely think that if you just spend a little bit of time working on the ideas for each segment, making sure you knew what was coming next and about how long it ran, I think this show would be a lot better. So that's my bud for that. And as a rose, I mean, Sean has been delightful for most of the show. Except for now, seems kind of checked out a little bit.
A little bit.
No,
Can't find his frame.
I'm looking at you guys.
Oh, okay.
It looks like he's trying to.
And I want to give
face
Sean. I just want to give Sean an extra, free rose. Just I had an extra one. I guess Dustin. I'm trying to figure out a rose I can give you.
You don't have to force it, bro. Don't force
Okay.
it.
All right. Go ahead. Your turn, Dustin.
Well, the roses flow easily from me. I'd like to first give a rose to Sean, who's been a welcome delight with his wonderful haircut and his sharp-witted attitude. I'd like to give a rose to Michael McGaddigans for having a wonderful flag behind him that he is presenting and displaying pridefully, which is an amazing flag, and I love it. I'd also like to give him a rose for keeping it together. Even though I throw wrenches in this well-oiled machine he calls a live
Well-oiled?
stream, and I come in and throw in different, like I'm a quarterback and we are in what they call a huddle play, and I start going 42 red, and I say, nope, I'm going to go 55 wing it. And boy, he just he's able to catch those touchdown passes and fall into the end zone like an angel. I'd like to then go ahead and give a rose to our wonderful commenters. We've had some amazing commenters, some amazing comments. We've even had the adventurous Kurt Brinker going back and forth betwixt YouTube and Facebook, commenting on both streams. Some would say that he deserves a rose all to himself for being #1 commenter of the day.
Well, this is Kurt's favorite show, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it's his favorite Tuesday show, as we all know. And then I'd like to give a thorn to me. Just generally. You know what I mean? And I think that's, I think that's about it. I think I should also thank everyone for watching and make sure you tap those buttons. Hey, what, you don't like buttons? Make sure you subscribe, folks. Make sure you go ahead and like it. And boy, oh boy, it's like we say every week. We want to give successful feelings to everyone.
What? I mean, remember what we always say at the end of the show, Dustin, Sean? I want Dustin to get rich, right?
Yeah.
I want Dustin to get rich.
So let's all say
supposed to say
it.
it
1,
at the
2,
same
3. I want Dustin
I
to
want
get
Dustin
rich.
to get
You're rich.
Rich.
And or have just a regular life.
And you always thought it was a bit, but I mean, it's just manifestation, pal.
I know, but then we manifested it, and then I thought it was that guy from England, and I thought we'd manifested him, but then we didn't. And but
Did he get a restraining order?
No, he blocked me from his Discord. He kicked me out of his Discord and blocked me.
Who? What? Who did?
The Jack Saunders guy that we were talking about last week.
He kicked you out of his Discord and blocked you? Why?
One can only assume the too much tongue. There was too much tongue as you both gave the notes. And
Told you guys.
Well, you're really aggressive about, like I said last time, you can't scream at people until they like your music. I mean, that's just not the way it works, right? Sean's face right now.
I think you're right.
I can't believe he blocked you.
I believe it. Big time. You were sending out so many TikToks and tagging him, and it looked insane. It did not look like Dustin's fun song time. It looked like a crazy person had put text all over the screen. It looked like it was one step away from a crazy wall with red string tying everything together.
Right. So I have learned that lesson. And now we're going to learn a whole new area of raising money for some reason. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Already at almost 1%. So, once again, we are definitely wanting him to get rich. So we'll just see what happens next.
Wanting him to get rich. Fingers crossed, folks. Fingers crossed. That's Meltdown Island.
I got all my
Have a great